Welcome back. In this lesson, we'll brainstorm to find as many ideas of solution as possible before we pick our key feature, the one we will be working on. So once we've made sure we're solving a real problem for a real category of people, we can start thinking about a solution. That means a product made of features. Most of the time, the solution ideas will come from the insights you get during the interviews you've made, so don't forget to write them down as you do the interviews. I'm sure you already have plenty of feature ideas. You were probably thinking about them even before validating your problem. While this is not really a good thing, don't beat yourself up. It's what everyone does because it's what gets us excited, envisioning a product that millions will use, right? The best way to deal with this is to write down all your ideas and keep thinking. Do not throw yourself completely at the first ideas you'll get. You'll probably miss the real gems that can come out of your brain. Try to be as exhaustive as possible, withhold criticism, and don't hesitate to write down anything that comes to your mind. Let me give you a few tips to get creative. A good way to start is to take the main terms of your problem and do a semantic exploration of each of them. These are our two problems, and these are the main terms. Here's what I usually do. I take a piece of paper, I draw a sun more or less like this with at least 10 branches, and I write down one of the terms inside the sun. And I force myself to write at least one word for each branch. Sometimes it comes easily and you find yourself adding branches or sub-branches. Sometimes you have to force yourself to think. And these words can be noun, verbs, adjectives, whatever you like. Let's try with photo. Pause the video and write 10 words related to the word photo. Pause it now. So these are my words. They will surely be different from yours, but that's okay. Do the same thing for the other terms and put them in a table like this. The semantic exploration is meant to help you broaden your horizon. The outcome, the words themselves, are not what's more interesting about this step. It's the process itself, because new ideas will spring along the way. Okay, let's go on. Another technique is to look at other digital or physical products that solve a similar problem. For instance, what do we usually do to showcase a printed picture? That's right, we put a nice frame around it. And maybe we could put digital frames around the pictures taken with our phones. Next up is to look at common human behaviors when they're trying to solve a similar problem. What do people do when they want to look better? Well, they put on makeup or nice clothes. Can pictures wear clothes or makeup? Not really, but maybe we can cover them with something. Also, think about what your target is already using. If we check our persona, we can see that our target owns a camera. And photographers sometimes change lenses. Maybe we could find a way to add lenses to smartphones, hardware or software. Another great technique is to think about the key issues that affect the problem. Let's think about the other part of the problem. Sharing pictures from your phone is complicated. Why? Because photos take time to upload and even more time if you have to go to every app you want to share it on. So it'd be great to have a place where you could automatically share them on the selected services. What you can also do is to pretend you're trying to solve the opposite problem. How would you do it? If you wanted to make pictures look even less good, we could pixelate them, for instance. So maybe there's a way to sharpen the pictures we take. It can also be interesting to brainstorm with monetization in mind. What would you sell that solved the problem? And did you know that Instagram's first business model idea was to sell filters? So don't worry about repeating yourself, keep writing, and don't hesitate to take a few breaks to empty your brain, go take a walk, and then come back to your desk. If you use these techniques, you should come up with a lot of solution or feature ideas to solve the problem you've identified. Your job now, and it might not be easy, will be to prioritize these ideas. To do that, ask yourself two questions. Among these ideas, which ones would be the most efficient to solve the problem, and which ones are the most feasible? Take a minute to look at this very interesting quote from the creator of Gmail and Google AdSense. Pick 3 key attributes or features. Get those things very, very right, and then forget about everything else. By focusing on only a few core features in the first version, you are forced to find the true essence and value of the product. So once you have a prioritized list of ideas, pick the top one. This is the one, the key feature. This doesn't prevent you from having other secondary features to make this one feature work, but this one feature will be what all your app will be focused and oriented towards. How can you choose this top feature? Well, I think by now you know the answer. Go talk to people and pitch them your ideas. Once you're clear what your one feature is, only keep the sub-features that you might have come up with that are related and really needed to make that one feature app work. Draw a simple table like that to have a clear view of what you're building. Applying filters to photos to make them look good will be the one feature for us. It's very simple. You don't need to learn how to use any tools like you would with photo enhancing softwares, and it's potentially quite effective. Making photos beautiful is useless unless people actually see them. That's why our two sub-features will be to let people share them easily on social networks, but also to give the user a feed made of pictures only. This last choice is comforted by what some people told us when researching the problem and refining our persona. So we'll have filters, feed, and share. Okay, let's wrap up. What you have to remember from this lesson is that you must not wait to design and develop every feature you've thought about to launch your product. At first, your product should be simple and focused on one feature. Your goal is to see how people react. If that works, you'll have plenty of time to develop all the extra features you've dreamt about later. So go ahead, it's your turn now. Find as many solutions as you can and pick your core feature once you're done. One last thing. Don't get emotionally attached to a feature. This happens a lot and can cause you to waste a lot of time. Commit yourself to satisfy the user needs, not to a specific feature. Okay, in the next lesson we'll see how storytelling can allow us to design a great app. So see you in a bit.